Good morning. We are walking and talking in a mess. But Ruby and myself are looking at it's planning season. 'Tis the season. A lot of fiscal years are ending. A lot of new years are starting. And now is the time, if that is part of your calendar cycle, to make this work. So revenue planning in my world kind of breaks into sort of three distinct areas. First is goal setting. Where do we want to be in the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months? But what does that look like, especially in a macroeconomic environment where inflation still a problem child, interest rates not going down, labor hard to find, hard to keep. What are we going to do in that environment? So mapping to your revenue goals is really valuable, but not just mapping to your revenue goals, mapping to your revenue goals by channel. How many of the millions of dollars we're going to bring in, hundreds of dollars we're going to bring in, is reflective of our sales team? How many of those hard-earned dollars is going to be coming through a marketing-driven channel? How many of those hard-earned dollars will come from some level of channel partner, whether that be supply chain channel partner, whether that's a distributor, sales agent, true partners in different regions? You want to know what those numbers look like at scale. So how does that all break down for you as a company? So that's our revenue plan. And then the wrinkle in all that, number two, is our readiness to go out and get that revenue. Are we able to do that? Hey, we fully expect $7 million in direct sales this year. Amazing. How are we going to do that? Let's get very specific. How are we literally going to get those $7 million? And suddenly you might find out, you know what? Gosh, we're a little short-handed here. Our readiness isn't where we thought it was going to be. So maybe $7 million in the current state isn't realistic. It's more like 5. You want to be realistic. You want to know what these numbers look like. Oh, but by the way, number 3 is when you actually map your revenue. You don't just map the revenue for normal, most likely case operations. You got to stretch yourself a little bit. If we're going to really push ourselves, what does that look like? You want to know. And oh, by the way, can we have a big, hairy, audacious goal? Really push ourselves. Go way beyond. Blow the doors off the thing. So, in my world, you start talking about a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. That's your benchmark. That's your baseline. So anything less than that becomes, did we actually do what we thought we were going to do? So, in this environment, today, now is the time, 'tis the season, plan your revenue. Ruby wants you to, so do I. Walking and talking with Ruby.